So, here we go again. Another ranking that shouldn't break the internet. But you already know it absolutely will. Because this is a 25th anniversary McDonald's All-American Game all-time starting five. And yeah, people are already losing their minds over it. And of course, front and center of the debate once again, Caitlin Clark. People are going out of their way to question it, criticize it, tear it apart. But if we're actually being real for a second, if we're talking about the last 25 years, purely as prospects coming out of high school, Caitlin Clark absolutely belongs in that conversation. Now, does that mean she's the single greatest? That's where things get interesting. Because if we're talking about pure hype dominance and expectation coming out of high school, there are some names you just can't ignore. First off, Brittany Griner. She has to be there. The level of hype she had, it was unreal. People genuinely expected her to walk into the league and dominate immediately. Then you got Candace Parker. And let's be clear, she wasn't just hyped, she was different. That level of skill, athleticism, and impact, that was generational. Now, some people bring up Aya Wilson, and yeah, she was a #1 recruit. But if we're comparing strictly high school hype and presence, she wasn't quite on that Candace Parker level at that stage. Then you got names like Paige Buchers, who absolutely had that superstar aura coming in. Maya Moore, another one you could easily slot in there. Even players like Elena Del Don deserve a real conversation. And honestly, Del Don is one of those players people don't talk about enough. I remember watching her rookie season. She was miles ahead of expectations, especially when you compare her to someone like Griner, who was supposed to dominate immediately. Del Don didn't just live up to expectations. She exceeded them. 2-time MVP, 50-40-90 efficiency, twice. Won a championship in 2019 while being the best player on that team. She was unreal. And then, of course, you've got players like Breanna Stewart, who at the time was viewed as a more complete prospect than Aya Wilson. Now, Aya developed into an all-time great, but coming out of high school, Stewart had that edge. So yeah, this list is loaded. And no matter what combination you put together, it's going to cause chaos. Because here's the reality. Any ranking that doesn't perfectly match what people want to see automatically becomes wrong on social media, especially when it comes to Caitlin Clark. It doesn't even matter what the list is. If her name is on it or not high enough on it, people are going to react. And the funniest part, this is literally just one person's ranking, one opinion, and somehow it turns into a full-blown internet war. But if we shift away from the drama for a second and actually look at the lineup from a basketball perspective, this might genuinely be one of the most perfectly built starting fives you could imagine. Think about it. You got Caitlin Clark running the offense, one of the best playmakers we've ever seen. Sure, defense isn't her strongest area, but that's fine when you surround her with elite talent. Then you add someone like Maya Moore on the wing, elite two-way ability. Elena Del Don, 6 feet 5 inches, can shoot, can score from anywhere. Candace Parker, one of the most versatile players ever. That's a nightmare lineup to guard. And it also shows how much the game has evolved. Because if you go back even further, to players like Cynthia Cooper in that era, the game was different. Not worse, but different. There wasn't the same level of visibility, the same investment, the same global attention on women's basketball. Now, it's exploding. And what we're seeing right now is something really important. The overall level of talent is rising fast, not just at the top, but across the board. Every year, new freshman classes come in better than the last. Everyone thought the 2024 class would be special. Then 2025 came along and somehow looked even deeper. 2026 might dip slightly, but then 2027, that could be the best class yet. And it just keeps going. 2028, 2029, the pipeline of talent is insane. And here's the crazy part. Many of these players haven't even fully benefited from the current boom in women's basketball yet, which means in the next 5 to 6 years, the WNBA could see a massive wave of young, elite talent. We're talking about a league that's younger, faster, more skilled than ever before. So when you look at lists like this, it's not just about ranking players. It's about capturing a moment in time. recognizing the players who defined their era, while also realizing the next generation might take things even further. And at the end of the day, does this ranking actually change anything? Not really. It's one person's opinion. If you think Caitlin Clark deserves to be there, cool. If you think she doesn't, that's fine too. But if we're being honest, it's pretty hard to argue that she doesn't belong somewhere in that conversation, especially when you consider the timeline, last 25 years, starting from 2001. That means players like Diana Taurasi or Sue Bird aren't even part of this discussion. So when you narrow it down like that, Caitlin Clark stands out. As a guard prospect, she's arguably the best of that entire era, and it's not even that close. So yeah, that's where things stand. Now I already know, once this really hits social media, people are going to go crazy like they always do, but that's part of it. That's what happens when you're talking about players like Caitlin Clark. So let me know what you think down in the comments. Does she deserve to be on that list? Does she deserve to start? Or do you think she shouldn't be there at all? I'm curious to see where you guys land on this one. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next video.